Hello.
So hey guys, just wrapping up the last little bit of firewood here, and this morning when I came out to the barn there was a mouse laying on the floor dead. And it kind of got me thinking a little bit about our barn cat and kind of how it came to be. It seems like fall time, all the chipmunks and mice always are kind of looking for their home for the winter, and for some reason they always like to kind of target my wood pile. And I've kind of gone back and forth over the years trying to figure out how to kind of deal with that. Do I put out poisons? Do I set up traps? Do we go and buy a cap? But a lot of times it's in the fall time, so it's a little hard to kind of go plop a young kitty out there and kind of let it fend for itself in the cold Minnesota winter. So we've kind of crossed that off the list. And last fall my wife was sitting inside and started hearing all this rustling going on in the garage. And she kind of goes out there and starts to investigate. She kind of gets to the very far end of the garage, and all of a sudden she hears all the rustling again back at the recycle bin, kind of back towards the door that she kind of came out. And so she bolts out of the garage and she's like, oh, there's probably a raccoon or something, you know, like I don't want to deal with this. Well, out pops this cat with this chunky Campbell soup can on its head. And we got 2 indoor cats and stuff, and so my wife's kind of got a heart for cats, so she's like, well, I gotta help this cat out. Well, this soup can was stuck on this thing's head like pretty good. She ended up spending like 15-20 minutes just trying to get this thing off, you know. They have to kind of pull the hair back, trying to rub, you know, some butter or something in there and trying to get this soup can off. Well, she eventually gets it off, and we're figuring, you know, that thing's just gonna bolt as soon as the can's off its head. Nope, that thing kind of stuck around. And now it's late November here, so it's cold, and last year it was pretty cold in November, and we're like, well, we can't just boot this thing out. Let's figure out who the owner is. I think I hear him right now. And so we kind of go around to all the neighbors' house and we start asking, you got any idea whose cat this is, or is this your cat? And everyone's like, well, I have no idea whose cat that is. No one knew. And in that process, we kind of got chatting a little bit and we kind of heard all these kind of crazy stories. And it's like, it seems like kind of a reoccurring theme here. A lot of times the people from the city either don't want to or just can't take care of an animal, and they just kind of bring them out and drop them off at a lot of these farms out here. There were some pretty funny stories we heard. If I remember right, there was one, it sounded like pretty much like a van had pulled up and they pretty much booted this goat out of this van and off they took, you know. And I kind of envisioned, you know, like I didn't see this obviously, and I envisioned it like some A-Team van or something with the little red pinstripe going down the side of it or something, and it was just kind of amazing. And so that's kind of what we figured what ended up happening is someone probably drove by, dumped their cat into our recycle bin, we rolled it up to the garage, and it kind of just kind of fell in place. And it works out pretty good because we haven't had any mice or chipmunks in our barn since. He seems to really do his job. So what we've done is we've kind of put a heat lamp out here in the winter for him, and then we always kind of keep fresh food and water, and he just seems to stick around, and he somehow survives. I figured if he's not an outdoor cat, he's not gonna be around very long just because of the predators out here like coyotes and stuff. But we're going on a year here and he's still around, so I'm pretty excited about that. So what we did end up naming him is Chunky, because he had a chunky Campbell soup can on his head. So anyways, I figured I'd kind of share that story with you guys. I thought it was kind of a little interesting. Yeah, so anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys later.